Tomi Lahren ranted about Meryl Streep's speech at the Golden Globes. Take a listen at what she had to say.
Yeah, it's time for final thoughts. Last night, Meryl Streep stood in front of a theater filled with rich Hollywood liberals and demonstrated just how out of touch Hollywood is with the rest of the country. She also validated our reason for voting for Donald Trump and reminded us how important the Electoral College really is. See, without the Electoral College, people like Meryl Streep and the rest of the Hollywood elite would have a stranglehold on the rest of the country. You know, the football and MMA-loving rest of the country between the two coasts that break their backs to put food on the table, pay the mortgage, and send their American-born children to college. Those folks, remember us? Well, Meryl and company forgot. But just in case you didn't bother to tune in to this overrated collection of liberals gathered in a room to honor themselves, I'll take you through Meryl's little speech. First, she reminded us that Hollywood actors are just average folks. You know, average folks who wear millions in jewelry and designer gowns to walk down a red carpet for 20 minutes, meanwhile pretending to care about the so-called income inequality and the working class. Lovely. But Meryl went on to remind us these Hollywood elite are not the creation of Hollywood. No, many are foreigners. Great. But then Meryl went left, way left, by insinuating our president-elect Donald Trump would kick them all out. Really, Meryl? You sure? Because the folks we want to kick out are illegals with criminal records, and the folks we want to keep out are, again, immigrants with criminal records and a dictate from ISIS to expand the caliphate. Though I'm sure some would like to return a few of these Hollywood entertainers to where they came from, that is not the agenda of a Trump administration. But way to make that leap, Meryl. But Meryl stayed on her high horse to remind us that without Hollywood, without the theater, without the actors and the movies, we would all be stuck watching football and MMA. Hey, Meryl, we happen to like MMA and football. Go Cowboys. But perhaps you forgot another important detail. Without us, yeah, the football and MMA-loving deplorables you look down on, you would have no one watching your arts. Get that. But then Meryl went on to talk about violence and disrespect. She told us violence incites violence. Now, was she talking about the violence the DNC paid for at Trump rallies or the violence in the inner cities glorified by rap music? Curious. But then Meryl went on to lecture us on the truth. Yeah, seriously. From the woman who yipped on stage at the Democratic National Convention at the excitement of electing perhaps the most dishonest lying sack of crap in electoral history? Yeah. Safeguarding the truth, Meryl? Was that the same truth, the 33,000 emails of truth Hillary deleted, or... Yeah. Clearly, Meryl's liberal snowflake privilege was showing, but that's okay. I just wonder what Donald Trump will do without the support of the Hollywood elite. Oh, I know. He will make America great again. Those are my final thoughts. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tomi Lahren. From cowboy and MMA-loving Dallas, God bless, and take care.
So in the first part, she says, rich Hollywood liberals that were out of touch with the rest of America. What? What? Did you just say what I think you just said? So the person who says, quote, violent incites violence, don't use your power to bully others for no reason whatsoever, is someone that you're going to go out and criticize? Because that's what a lot of these people who are far right-wing conservatives are going out and saying about the Golden Globe speech, is that they criticize her for stuff she says, but overall the speech was talking about don't use your power to bully. We just elected a bully. We don't incite violence. Don't be violent because violence incites violence. Why are you criticizing her for what she said about those particular things? I don't understand. We live in a world where you can go out and say violence incites violence, and then they'll go out and say, but you didn't say that about this particular thing. No, because I just said violence incites violence. All violence incites violence. You're not listening to what she has to say. So I don't understand how you can go out and be critical of someone who says don't bully other people because you have power for any reason. Don't be violent because violence incites violence for any reason. I don't understand why people are getting so upset about that. And then she points out specifically throughout that rant she just did, the word Hollywood elites. She specifically singles out Hollywood elites. And what I'm so confused about is she is the biggest supporter of a Hollywood elite, Donald Trump. He was host of a TV show. And now he's president-elect. Which one is it? Either they're ridiculous Hollywood elites that just stay in their field and they don't know anything about politics, or they're Donald Trump and they know everything about politics enough to be president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. So which one is it to the conservatives out there? Do you hate Hollywood elites? Or do you not mind Hollywood elites? I'm confused. I don't understand. Donald Trump campaigned about being out of touch of Washington and politics overall, and he's not from Washington. He's an outsider. So I'm still confused. You're saying that they should stay in their field because they're outside, they don't know politics, but you just elected a man who doesn't know anything about politics whatsoever. So I don't understand. The hypocrisy from her is just ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So, but we're not done yet. So he campaigned over not being a politician and just being an outsider and a Hollywood elite, and he's a host of a TV show. People went out there and said that. So I just want everyone to be sure that they understand that this outsider is Donald. I grabbed him by the pussy Trump. I don't even wait. We're not mad that he used the P word. We're mad that he doesn't wait. He says he doesn't wait for consent. That's against the law. If I did that to anybody, I'd get punched, kicked, and arrested. And I'd probably spend some time in jail. So why is it he who admitted that gets to become president of the United States? I don't understand. Like, that wasn't locker room talk. That was admitting to sexual assault. So there's a difference. So, but he's also Donald, kill them and their families Trump. Donald Trump, who made fun of a reporter with a disability. Here's the video of that.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
That Hollywood TV star is in touch with the American people, so much so that he can become president of the United States. I'm sorry, what kind of world are we living in? The person who says, hey, don't bully people because you have power and violence incites violence is getting criticized, while the man who grabs them by the pussy without consent and says kill them and their families is not being criticized enough and is about to be president of the United States. I don't understand what kind of world this is. I don't. Why is that okay? Why is that a standard now? That shouldn't even be a standard. Okay, we move on. Then she says the Electoral College works because the middle of America, who works hard to put food on the table, etc. You remember that little part in that video. What? Why are you saying that middle America works, but the coasts, they're just rich. They just know exactly what they're doing. They're just rich. They can do whatever. They don't have to work hard. They're moochers. They're liberals. They're crazy. You know, why are you being so divisive? Why are you trying to divide America? I don't understand. You are one of the people that's like, Donald Trump won. Those protests out there of not my president needs to get off the street because you need to accept the fact that he is president. We need to have a unified country, while you are now literally dividing the fucking country. Make up your mind, you dumbass. Are you going to be a unifier or are you going to be a divider? And right now, I don't know. I think you're more of a divider because you shame Black Lives Matter and you're saying this. So I think you care more about yourself and your side and your team of the GOP more than you do about the actual logic and reason of the world and how the United States functions. So which one is it? Are you going to divide people by saying, quote, the middle of America who works hard to put food on the table, implying that, well, the middle of America supports the coast because we work hard. They don't. Why aren't they working hard? Are you kidding me? Why are you allowed to say that and then say you're on the team of unifying America and you got to get out of the way? Donald Trump's president. He's got to unify America. He's got to do what he's got to do. Shut the hell up. No. First of all, no. Second of all, you can't say that right after you say only a certain percentage of America actually works to put food on the table, because you're implying that the coasts don't work, that they don't try to make ends meet and live paycheck to paycheck. 50% of the American people make less than $30,000 a year. I don't think all of it fits in the middle of America. All right, so you can take that sentence and shove it right up your ass because it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So the next point. She says that these people don't worry about income inequality. Okay, I've seen celebrities who have mentioned income inequality. Don Cheadle, he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's War Machine. He said to someone quoting him or talking to him about Trump and his tax plan and how he's going to cut taxes for the rich because they think that the money just, you give the rich money, they obviously spend it to hire more people, which doesn't work. And Don Cheadle literally said, I'm about to get another tax break that I don't need or deserve. So celebrities are talking about income inequality. And you're going to criticize her for not talking about income inequality and then turn around and say, well, we should not worry about Wall Street and big oil and big pharma. Wall Street, I don't hear Wall Street talking about income inequality because CEOs of bankers on Wall Street got extended bonuses, and their bonuses they received more on their bonuses after we bailed them out. Where's your rant against that? They're not talking about income inequality. Oh, that doesn't fit your agenda or your narrative. Oh, I'm sorry that I'm bringing this stat up and I'm telling you all of this stuff because you don't want to hear it because you're selective in who you care about and who you mock and who you criticize, while letting other things just slide under the rug and you don't talk about it. Next point. So all of these people, all of these rich Hollywood liberals, oh my God, they need to talk about income inequality because they're wearing this marvelous stuff. Oh my God. You know how much Meryl Streep is net worth at? I think it's like $70 million. $70 million. That's a lot of money. You know what I'd do for like $500,000? I'd do some crazy stuff. CEO of Goldman Sachs, $1.1 billion. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. The $70 million has to talk about income inequality, but the CEO of Goldman Sachs can't talk about income inequality because Benghazi. Okay. Dodge. You're going to defend, or you're going to deflect from that. You're going to dodge that question. You don't like that. Your guy has more money, net worth, than Meryl Streep. Donald Trump apparently is like $10 billion. So Koch brothers, an energy company that funnels, it's a super PAC that funnels money into the Republican Party, $45.25 billion. I don't see them talking about income inequality. Where's their speech on income inequality? So celebrities have talked about income inequality. It just so happened that Meryl Streep didn't mention it in the speech, so now she's going to bring it up, even though all of the people on her side are having bigger net worth than Meryl Streep, and they never talked about income inequality. So you're a dumbass, Tomi Lahren. You're ridiculous, and you're a partisan hack who plays for a team. You don't use logic. You don't use reason. You go, Team GOP, the GOP is always right. And that's just incorrect. Okay? Now, next point. She says, kick out illegal immigrants with criminal records, because Meryl Streep talked about how there's a lot of diversity in Hollywood, and it's not just, a specific type of race, or like a specific type of race, age, gender, it's mixed. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I didn't really find that to be something to nitpick about and be offended and need a safe space from, but apparently Tomi Lahren did. So she was upset because she said, Donald Trump's going to kick us all out. And then she went on the record of saying, no, he's going to kick out illegal criminals. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a progressive idea. That's a Democrat idea. Fact, Obama deported 2.5 million people who were illegal with criminal records. Where's your applause for President Obama? It's not there because he's a Democrat. So stop being a partisan hack and playing for a team. You ignorant, bigoted bimbo, Tomi Lahren. Why can't you give Obama credit for deporting 2.5 million people, but then turn around and say, oh, well, Donald Trump's plan is to deport illegal immigrants with criminal records, which progressives are in favor of. So I don't understand why it's so hard for you to give credit to President Obama for doing something that you said Donald Trump will do. The hypocrisy, man, it's outstanding. And then she went on to say the ISIS thing, the ISIS caliphate, we want to defend the homeland or whatever, the American exceptionalism junk verbal diarrhea that she gave in that. Yes, we all do too. I don't know where you get this idea that liberals don't want to defend from ISIS, but the difference between a liberal and a progressive on this, or a liberal and a conservative on this issue is that liberals say, hey, we got to defend ISIS and we got to help out the people that we displaced because we had some horny warmongers in office from 2000 to 2008. Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, George Bush, all Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, they all wanted to invade Iraq, which was a false war that destabilized the region and displaced millions of people looking for a better way of life. And you're going to turn around and say, well, no, we don't want to do that. But the bigger difference is that you say all Muslims, we say ISIS. No liberal has gone out and said, we need to ban all Muslims. You know who said that? Donald Trump. You know why we're not in favor of that? Because not all Muslims are ISIS. Okay? That's ridiculous. 1.6 billion Muslims. If they really wanted the West to die and Christianity to burn in hell, they would have done it 2 months ago. We don't have the we have the strength to defend it off, but we would have been in war for a long time. It's not. It's a small group of radicalized fundamentalists who were under Saddam Hussein that didn't have a leader when we overthrew him, and now they formed ISIS. So we want to defend from ISIS as well. We just don't want to do it in a ridiculous, bigoted way. All right, man. We keep going. Last point. She mentions violence. There's a whole segment in there about violence. So you mean like this violence, right? Take a look at this.
Oh! Product. Oh, bye-bye. Good job, fella. Bye-bye. Look, see, he's smiling. See, he's having a good time. I love the old days, you know? You know what I hate? There's a guy totally disruptive, throwing punches. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true.
That was Donald Trump saying, back in the good old days, we take him out in a stretcher. We would teach him what's good for him. That you're condemning that kind of violence, right? I condemn black-on-black crime, and I have solutions to solve black-on-black crime. Nobody wants to hear them. Nobody agrees with them. But hey, look, I'm naming a solution. I'm not just naming the problem and then condemning a whole group of people that because there's some radicalized people, again, radicalized people in Black Lives Matter, not the whole Black Lives Matter, ISIS, not all Muslims. Liberals didn't come out and say all Southern conservatives are racist because Dylan Roof, because that's an ignorant thing to say, because I know white conservatives, you know white conservatives, you're not going to point out that, oh, you're not going to say all Southern conservatives are racist because Dylan Roof, because you know conservatives in your family who are down in the South and white. So you fail to mention the radicalized part of your own group, and it's hysterically ignorant of you. It's hysterically ignorant of you. You know, I condemn all kinds of violence, black on black crime, the Donald Trump violence, the dude who elbowed the Donald Trump protester who said if he has to come back, we'll kill him. That same dude. All of that I condemn. You're not consistent. All of that Donald Trump stuff, you are either ignorant of or you just don't want to mention it. And I really don't know which one it is. Either one is shitty reporting and horrible journalism, but I don't understand. All I'm saying is be consistent. No violence isn't necessary. You just need the type of violence to fill your narrative. That's all you need to play for Team GOP. You need this certain type of story to push your narrative and agenda, and it's on the Democrat side as well. They don't use a lot of the corporate Democrats, a majority of the Republicans. Logic's facts out the window. We just have to push a narrative. So Tomi Lahren's rant was utterly disgusting and honestly deplorable. It was a really deplorable rant. I don't understand how she has a show. I don't understand how she's considered a good journalist. Oh wait, she's not. She's considered biased. So it's ridiculous. And she ends her video in the most ignorant thing ever. She calls Special Snowflake liberal as talking about Meryl Streep, and so I'm going to do the same thing to her. Hey, Tommy, there's a safe space over there because your neocon snowflake privilege is showing again.